April 12th, 1945. Without wishing to bring up the subject in this diary, I may put it in here that I have argued to myself and with members of the family as to whether whatever gossip about us there may be is justified. Since there is nothing but good in my desire to help him, and since he seems to feel I do help him, I have long since made up my mind that that is the important thing. As you know, for a while now, I've compiled a collection of your speeches for the National Archive, and I thought it might be fun for you to read a few of them out loud, for old time's sake. You know, and then maybe sign a few for posterity or something.
Fun. That's your idea of fun?
Yes, that's my idea of fun.
Well, why not? We've got to do something constructive until that mail pouch gets here. Where would you like to start?
October 20th, 1928. Your campaign speech for Al Smith in Buffalo. He lost to Hoover.
Did he ever? In a pigeonhole, in the desk of the Republican leaders, is a large envelope, soiled, worn, and bearing a date that goes back years. Printed in large letters on this envelope are the words, "Promises to Labor." Inside the envelope are a series of sheets dated 2 years apart and representing the best minds of the Republican leaders over the succession of years. Each sheet of promises is practically a duplicate of every other sheet. Nowhere in that envelope is there a single page bearing the title, Promises Kept. Next.
July 2nd, 1932, Chicago. Your acceptance of the Democratic presidential nomination. They called you a traitor to your class.
There are two ways of viewing the government's duty in matters affecting economic and social life. The first sees to it that a favored few are helped and hopes that some of their prosperity will leak through, sift through, to labor, to the farmer, to the small businessman. That theory is not and never will be the theory of the Democratic Party.
November 8th, 1932, Election Day. Congratulations, Mr. President.
A man comes to wisdom in many years of public life. He knows well that when the light of favor shines upon him, it comes not of necessity that he himself is important. Favor comes because for a brief moment, in the great space of human change and progress, some general human purpose finds in him a satisfactory embodiment.
March 4th, 1933, your first inaugural address. Welcome to the White House.
This is preeminently the time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly. We need not shrink from honestly facing conditions in our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive, and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. Happiness lies not in the mere possession of money. It lies in the joy of achievement, in the thrill of creative effort. The joy and moral stimulation of work no longer must be forgotten in the mad chase of evanescent profits. These dark days will be worth all they cost us if they teach us that our true destiny is not to be ministered unto, but to minister to ourselves and to our fellow men.
Less than a week after you'd been sworn in, a new era of communication was ushered in, allowing you to connect with the American people in a way never before imagined.
The Fireside Chats.
The Fireside Chats.
Over the course of 5 years or so, through the medium of the Fireside Chats, I was able to bring the American people around to my way of thinking, one bite at a time. Case in point, this fireside chat from 1939. Let no man or woman thoughtlessly or falsely talk of America sending its armies to European fields. At this moment, there's being prepared a proclamation of American neutrality. Yes, America will remain a neutral nation, but I cannot ask that every American remain neutral in thought as well. Even a neutral has a right to take account of facts. Even a neutral cannot be asked to close his mind or his conscience. Now, I have seen war, and I hate war. I've seen blood running from the wounded. I've seen men coughing out their gassed lungs. I've seen cities destroyed, children starving. I've seen the agony of wives and mothers. Now, I hope the United States will keep out of this war. I give you every assurance and reassurance that every effort of your government will be directed toward that end. As long as it remains within my power, there will be no blackout of peace in the United States. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, the United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. We are now in this war. We are in it all the way. Every single man, woman, and child is a partner in the most tremendous undertaking of our American history. It will not only be a long war, it will be a hard war. On the road ahead there lies hard work, grueling work, day and night, every hour and every minute. And I was about to say that ahead lies sacrifice, but it would not be correct to use that word. The United States is not considered a sacrifice to do all one can, to give one's best to our nation, when that nation is fighting for its existence and its very life. It is not a sacrifice to do without many things to which we have become accustomed if the national defense calls for doing without. So we're going to win this war, and we're going to win the peace that follows. And in the difficult hours of this day, through dark days that may be yet to come, we will know that the vast majority of the members of the human race are on our side. Margaret, I'm very tired. I believe I only have about 15 minutes of work left in me.
All right. Well, how about one last fireside chat? Washington's birthday, 1942.
The task which we Americans now face will test us to the uttermost. Never before have we been called upon for such a prodigious effort. Never before have we had so little time in which to do so much. These are the times that try men's souls. Tom Paine wrote those words on a drumhead by the light of a campfire. And General Washington ordered that these great words written by Tom Paine be read to the men of every regiment in the Continental Army. And this was the assurance given to the first American armed forces. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will in this crisis shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of men and women. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the sacrifice, the more glorious the triumph. So spoke Americans in the year 1776, and so speak Americans today.